Hey guys, welcome to another video. Now in this video we're just going to be talking about the market and what the market has done so far since the last time that we spoke. Now since the last time that we spoke, I made some predictions about some particular pairs and what direction that they will be heading to this week. Now we're just going to take a look at them and see what they are doing so far. And okay, let's get started. Now the first one that I'm going to start with is the Australian against the Japanese yen. Now if you remember what I said about this pair, I said that the market is actually retracing, or the market has actually retraced and currently is at a level, the 7200 level area. But however, I said I was waiting to actually place a buy in it. Now I said this market was on a support level, which it actually currently is. It's actually on a very support, it's on a support level right now, so that's valid. All right, now I said I was waiting for a retracement to this level so I'll take a buy again. But there was something I didn't mention, and I'm very sorry about that. I didn't also mention that there's basically a resistance at this area. So you can see price actually came here and came down, market came here, came down, and then it kind of slowed down around here. You can clearly see that happened, and you can clearly see that the market currently even reacted to it last week, and then the market is currently around that area. Okay, so you can also see that the market is currently even slowing down around that area. So this alone should have made me, or should have made me not enter the market. Now I didn't enter the market, or I didn't need to, even if I didn't see this resistance, right? I said I was waiting for the market to come down to this area before I would take a buy again. You know, come down to the area, give me a good buy signal, because it had not really given any good buy signal. Okay, I always wait for the market to come down to the level I wanted to come down to, give me a signal before I would take a buy, or before I would take a sell. In this case, I was taking a buy. Now this market has resistance, is trading into resistance, or currently it's at resistance, and basically, as we can see with these candles here, even though it came up a little bit, this is basically slowing down. This basically is slowing down. We should see candles basically pulling to the top side, but instead what we saw here is just like an inverted hammer. Basically, this is basically an inverted hammer. This red candle here, it's an inverted hammer, and it's kind of like a sign of slowing down. Basically, I should have seen that, or I should have seen that while I was recording this video, but I don't know why I didn't even notice that when I was recording the video. That doesn't normally happen. I actually, maybe it was, honestly I really don't know, but however, that won't happen again. Now this market is currently trading into resistance. Now the sentiment is still bullish. The sentiment for this market is still bullish, even though it's trading into resistance. Now just because of a market is, the sentiment is bullish, or you are seeing a good signal, doesn't mean you should enter the market. Okay, so that's just what I think about this. So that's just me quickly telling you guys about what this market is doing and what it's doing, and what I failed to disclose to you guys last week, which was clearly my fault. This was very obvious. This is a very obvious level. This is a very obvious resistance level. This is obvious that it slowed down around this area, and then this is also a very obvious resistance level also, to that the market also, as it's coming down from here, it pulled down. In fact, it sold up in a very huge way. So I should have seen that, but I don't know why I didn't see that. Anyways, that's it for this particular pair, and it's still bullish, but I wouldn't advise you to enter this trade. Anyways, that's it for this one. Let's go to the next video. So the next pair that we're going to be looking at is the EURUSD. That's the euro against the Turkish lira. Now if you remember what I said about this pair, I actually predicted a sell, or I was actually predicting that the market will go down and that the market would actually sell massively. If you remember what I said about that. Now I was saying that the market was going to sell towards this area. Now the reason why I was entering this trade was basically because of this double top pattern that we have here. This is a reversal pattern. This is basically telling you that the market is preparing to actually sell to the downside. When the market actually hits resistance and then comes back down to support, then goes back to that resistance and then slows down, it's basically telling you that the trend is coming to an end. Now it may continue to still go back to the top side, but this is basically a reversal pattern. So at the end of the day, what I actually did about this trade was I said I was going to take it as a sell, or I was actually taking it as a sell. Now there was a reason for me not to enter this trade, which I stated in the last video. I said this support and resistance here, basically this is dynamic support or dynamic resistance. This is a moving average, and the moving average, I said it in the last video, the moving average style I use is 20 EMA and 50 EMA. However, what I was saying that this, you never want to trade into support, you never want to trade into resistance. Now this was basically support. In this case, this 20 EMA here was basically acting as support, and it was very close, or it is very close to my entry. Now this, on a normal day, I wouldn't enter this trade just because I would be trading right into support in this case, which is the moving average, and you never ever want to do that whenever you are trading, or because basically you're basically trading against the flow of the market, or you're basically trading into a wall basically. Now the reason why I entered this trade, if you remember, I said I entered it because of the weekly. Now let me quickly go to the weekly, so I'll show you what I mean on the weekly, the reason why I took this trade regardless. Now I took this trade regardless because of what the weekly had actually showed me. Now we hit a resistance point here, we came down, and then we're currently at that resistance point again, and then the weekly also was giving a double top. So the weekly came here, gave a pin bar, came down, then came back up again, and then continued slowing down with pin bars. About 3 weeks ago, or about 4 weeks ago, created a pin bar. The week after that, created another smaller pin bar. The week after that, created down, this was last week, created another pin bar. And then right now, we are in this week. And as we can see, this was basically what gave me confidence. I normally don't trade exotic pairs because this is an exotic pair. Now, I normally don't trade exotic pairs, but this just caught my eyes. And this is why I chose to enter this trade, because of what the weekly is showing me. Now it has shown me in the past that this is a huge level. This basically made the market reverse, and then it trended back to that level, gave a pin bar, came down, even though it was just one candle, came down one candle, slowed down here, came back up, and then slowed down at that level again, proving that this level is significant. Based on what it has done here also, it's a very significant level. So basically this is why I was taking it on the daily. Now you never ever want to trade into resistance ever, or you never ever want to trade into support. Like in this case, you would never want to trade into support. But the reason why I took this trade, or the reason why I still went ahead and took that risk of trading into support, expecting that the market is going to go down. Now the market could just turn around and go up, don't get me wrong. Like, nobody can ever guess the market, you can never guess the market, but you want to put the stack in your favor, you want to put the odds in your favor. Now I would prefer if this moving average wasn't here. Of course I would prefer it if it wasn't here, but it's here. So I need something on a higher time frame, a signal on a higher time frame, which that weekly has given me with the almost like triple top basically at this point, right? So which the weekly has given me that this level right here, 7.77 level, is a very strong resistance level, right? So I've gotten that now, and then I am basically selling down to the 7.39 level. Now the reason why I'm selling to the 7.39 level, let me quickly go back to the weekly to show you what I mean by that. The reason why I'm selling to the 7.39 level was simply because that is where the 20 EMA of the weekly is. That's the farthest I'm willing to go. That's the farthest I'm willing to go, and being that it has retested that place before, so that's the farthest I'm willing to go in this trade before I take my profits. Now that is why I am willing to trade through the resistance or the support. In this case, I'm willing to trade through it and expecting that the market would get to this place and give me my take profit. As we can see right now, what the market is doing right now, it's actually just slowing down. There's nothing really happening. I said it in the last video, we got a pin bar here. This is a good place to enter. Now it gave us another inside bar. This is a good place to enter, and right now we are just basically still slowing down. This is kind of why at the end of the day, like I said, I don't really trade exotic pairs, because you don't really have a lot of volatility. If this was actually on a, let's say, Euro USD pair, we'll probably be here by now, or we'll probably have had a huge movement by now. This is why I don't really trade exotic pairs. But at the end of the day, this just caught my eyes, and by the way, it's just a small tiny percentage of my account, so I just let it run and see where it turns out to. But this is actually a perfect trade. I'll prefer if this moving average wasn't so close to price, but you know, it's what it is. And as you can see, it's actually holding the price up. As you can see, the market came down here, went back up, came down here. So basically you can see that this moving average is actually holding price significantly, but the reason why I still took it regardless was because of that weekly. So cool. All right, so let's just go on to the next pair. Okay guys, so the final one I told us to look out for was the Euro USD. Now this trade is actually a trade that's in progress right now. So remember I said the market was currently at support, and then we're looking to buy from there. Now I'm just going to quickly draw in my level to remind us what I meant. So I said I put my level somewhere around here, and I was like, okay, the market is coming down to this level, and then I was waiting for a good entry at this point to actually let me know if I was taking a buy, or I was taking, you know, or I was leaving the trade. But however, I predicted that, or I said this market was going to move up based on my analysis. Now, as this is where I said we were going to put in our take profit. Basically, the market came down, gave a signal, a bullish signal. This was an engulfing bar, this green bar here to the top side. This was an engulfing bar, came up, then came back down, and then I said I was looking for a pin bar or some sort of signal here. And as we can see, the market has given, these are not really perfect pin bars, but they are tradable. Okay, so as you can see, the market is basically creating long-tailed bars here. I basically would just call this long tail bar. This is not really a pin bar, but it's basically showing you what is happening in the market. Now you can choose to wait for a much more perfect looking pin bar. You know, a perfect looking pin bar would be basically this this long wick to the top side. You won't actually have it, so you will probably have this body still go up a little bit to the top side to give you a good looking pin bar, or in this case you still have the body actually come up to the top side to give you a good looking, it needs to look like an hammer or like a pin basically, right? So but this just looks like a long wick doji, right? But however, it's still valid, and I would still take this trade. But some people would choose to still wait for something much more unique, or something that looks very, very close to a pin bar. But to me, this tells me that there are buyers, you know, sellers are trying to go down, but then they still ended up closing above. Sellers tried to still come down here, and they still ended up closing above. And the lowest low at this part has still not been broken. So at this point, I would place my buy and then put a stop loss here, and then put my take profit here basically. So this is basically a trade that is currently in motion, and as we can see, the market has still not moved. In fact, the whole market is just stagnant. There are not really much stuff happening right now. In a very vibrant market, you would basically see this start moving to the top side, but however, this is where we are. So basically, this is just an update to show you what the market is doing right now. Like I said, this is a good support level. We have a touch there, but if we go back in the chart, you can see that we still have something very, very valid here. Let me quickly make this you can see this is more of a zone. So you can see this was acting as resistance, acted as resistance here, and it acted as resistance here. You can see it acted as support here, it acted as support here. You know, basically this is a good level, this is a zone basically. So basically, coming back in the chart, we can see that we have good levels at this place, and as we can see, this is even much more clearer now. We have price actually reacting at this spot right now. And then if you have a strategy that you want to implement it with, you can implement it with that. Take your trade, and then, you know, it's all good. So basically, all the pairs that I've stated are still on course to fulfill their path. So I'll basically be updating you guys if anyone has changed their course. I'll be creating another video again on Friday, or either Friday or early Saturday, when the market has already closed, so that you would see we would see where the market basically has ended. So with that being said, guys, remember to subscribe, and I'll be posting more stuff like this. So if there's anything you would like me to look at, if there's any pair you would like me to look at, just let me know in the comment section below, and I will definitely take a look at that, and in the next video I will definitely look at it and upload it and tell you if there's any, or if there's any opportunity there, or there's no opportunity there, you know. So anyways, guys, I will see you guys in the next video, and take care of yourself, guys. Cheers.